Hello, 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 and welcome. Hello, and welcome to the Plants live stream. Today we will be doing an example of Ibis Paint and Procreate. The Ibis Paint will be in the Samsung Galaxy we have right here, and the Procreate will be in, of course, iPad. Loki the Whitfield is here with us. Hello, Loki. We are live. That's correct. All right. What you have in front of you right now is a Samsung Galaxy A7 tab. So on this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue with our Gold-Zilla example that we've started the last couple of weeks, and we're going to build Gold-Zilla out here in Samsung Ibis Paints, and then we'll move Gold-Zilla over, or we'll continue the design of Gold-Zilla over to the iPad Procreate. So what I'd like to do is, any ideas you have, leave them in the comments, and then I will build off of ideas that you might have for Gold-Zilla, because we want Gold-Zilla to be, I suppose, successful and maybe vicious. If Gold-Zilla, I think it helps to define what is Gold-Zilla's mission, right? Does Gold-Zilla want to steal all the gold of the land? Does Gold-Zilla want to do an endless conquer, which is always something I've questioned about, supervillains or any of those types. Gold-Zilla, not Donkey Kong, the other guy, King Kong. What is the end goal of the monster terrorizing the town? With Gold-Zilla, it's a monetization thing. I don't know where this goes. So let's get started with Gold-Zilla. I am going to show in Ibis Paint. This is just the basic interface of Ibis Paint. You open it up. Let's see, what you've got here. Go ahead and back. So here's your intro page that you get inside of Ibis Paint using the Amazon, what's it called? Samsung Galaxy. So with Ibis Paint, you just go ahead and start My Gallery right here. Hit My Gallery. And then you're going to see things like you got cloud synchronization, advertisements. And then right here is one of your main panels. There's a little plus here. Play, I have yet to see really what that does. Loki says, the idea is he eats gold. It is essential to his survival. Yeah, that makes sense. He's really just a hungry monster, hungry like giant lizard, I suppose. And he's just searching for food there. Okay. Right up here we got these three dots. I think this is okay. Save changes. Okay. So what we're going to do is go ahead and hit the plus right here in Ibis Paint, and it gives you your basic, your properties, width, height, your speed, proportions, etc. I don't know what speed is. I have to look more into that. And down here, you can scroll down here. They give you a template for manga manuscript, A4, A5, B4, B5, etc. And then just other menus. So really, we're going to go with the real basic one. Where is it? This one, save, hit OK, OK, OK. And yes, I'm just going to hit OK. All right, so it pops up with a nice simple window right here. So I think 1,000 by 1,000. And it will give you a transform tool. Shinju, welcome, Shinju. Hello. Transform tool, magic wand tool, the lasso tool. There's an effects filter. And here's one of your main tools is your brush, eraser, the smudge tool, the blur special tool, and then the bucket. So I guess that's paint bucket. It would fill in an area. Okay, so let's go ahead and take the brush. And our brush size is going to be 2.5 pixels right here. And we're just going to start off with black, black paint color. So since Gold-Zilla's mission is to just search and eat as much gold as possible, maybe, we need to give him some, we need to have some prominent teeth, sharp teeth and large teeth for the strength to eat. I suppose it's the strength to eat gold, right? Shinju says there is a drawing. There's a drawing app by Samsung called Pinup, but I recommended the Ibis Paint because it is more professional itself. Cool, Pinup. I will check out Pinup sometime as well. Yeah, I agree. Ibis Paint is pretty cool. A lot of the stuff is intuitive. The selection tool, I've noticed it's like right here. Remove selection, cut, copy, clear layer. There's still things I have to learn about it, but I think I'm getting the hang of it. There's an undo, which I use a lot. So 2.5 pixels right here. I'll use the black paint. Okay, let's let's make some prominent teeth here. And what I really like, what I've always been about, is the layers. And so I see that the layers is right here, right? So I don't really know yet what the selection layer does. I'd have to research that more. But right here, here's our first layer. I'm going to go ahead and hit that. Oops. I'm going to go ahead and hit the dots right here. And I'm going to name this layer. I'm going to call it teeth. Or let's see, what's a better one? Gold grinding teeth. Yeah, because he's got to grind the gold with his teeth. Okay, so I got a layer named gold grinding teeth. All right, and I want one more layer. Let's just call this the three dots over here. Rename layer. Let's just call this the outline because we're going to start with an outline. There. So yeah, let's start with the outline. Okay. Outline. Basic shape. Shinju. LOL. The stream is loading for me. Is loading. Is it good? Do you mean it's loading, it's slow, or is it smooth? Is it okay? If the stream is running, let me know. Okay, so our basic shape, basically the internet issues. Oh man. Where is it just this stream, Shinju, or were you having other internet issues with your device, with your internet? I think you mentioned that earlier. Basic shape, we could do, sometimes people will do like a gesture shape, right? Just a circle like that. And then this would be the head. And then spikes would be, let's clamp that hair area. And that's just your basic geometry outline. And then the little arm. That arm is actually kind of large. It's a sort of it's a starting piece. I think it would be a lot funnier if the arm were smaller, so we can kind of scale that down, and we can use like the selection tool to bring that down. I think maybe the back should come back more on that way. And box that out a little bit. eraser right here. Take out that basic area. So now we can sort of clean up some of these. I have to decide, how do I want that eye section to really form? Shinju is saying, my modem is having some Wi-Fi errors recently. Maybe something has hit the Brazilian satellite. Oh gosh, I hope not. Hopefully it's temporary. Usually whenever there's internet issues, the service providers go out and service the internet. So hopefully it can be fixed rather quickly. So here's our, see, transform. So what's cool is that you can now just move the whole thing, right? With that, and translate. Oh, nice. I like that. I like that Ibis gives you these little menus right here. Transform up that way. Transform back down that way. So you don't have to. You get precise locations on it. Negative 32 pixels, 130 pixels. Move it down. Wherever you want to. Loki. Loki saying, might be the weather. It can mess things up. That's true. The weather's been very different lately. Very cautious we have to be with the weather now. So I'm going to make a new layer. Okay, so I got my outline, my gold grinding teeth. All right. So I think that we'd have to figure out, how do we fit. So if we want to fit the teeth in, we could kind of have them jutted out. Yeah. Kind of have them sticking out like that. Right. In a very general way. But that looks too easy. So maybe we should do is get our selection tool and then go back to the layer, go back to the outline, and then just move the entire jaw up or downward, or maybe scale it down a little bit, and then rotate. And that's pretty cool that Ibis gives you all those abilities to do that. See, how do you deselect? Hit the arrow. Okay. Now we can finish our teeth. Deselect, remove selection. Okay. So now we can finish our teeth. And that happens sometimes whenever you get a whole bunch of stuff on the same layer. Like if you have one layer you built the object on, and then there's still junk over here. You can see the whole selection. It snags that entire selection. So you got to make sure all that excess stuff is off of the layer that you want to move. Now we've minimized the layer. Okay, so now we get this one single layer, and we can focus on, scale up, scale down, whatever, and place the teeth where we want to place them. Maybe we could scale up a little bit. Okay. It's getting there. Let's see. I think he needs a coffee in his hand or something. Okay, weather. We also maybe want to do the eyes. So we got one layer for the outline, one layer for the teeth, and let's make another layer. Where is it? Okay. And we don't necessarily have to name the layers. My personal habit is I don't name layers a lot of times because I'm rename layer. There we go. I'm too in the zone, right? And I just forget to do it. Um, but for organization, stay organized and name the layers, right? So we've got the outline, we've got the eyes, and we've got the teeth right here. Okay, so we're going to focus on the eyes right here. So eyes can be several things on a character. Like you could just do, depending on the style of the eye, um, you could just do kind of just that. And then like if we wanted one layer that is the pupil, we could have a layer for the pupil. We could have a layer for just the eye space like this. And again, some stuff got caught. See that junk that got caught in there. So it really, like if you want to move the entire eyeball closer to the head, or if you want to move it back, that would be its own layer. Let's see. Get all that extra junk out there. And then I'm going to come and clean up some of the outline stuff too. Where's the outline mess? Tartar control. Eating too much gold and not brushing his teeth. There we go. Cool. Gold-Zilla. Let's see. If I make one more for the pupil. So now I'm going to start being lazy and not name stuff. Okay. Go back here. Now, do for the pupil. For the pupil. So now that we have a pupil started, hit yes on that. Hit yes on that. Okay. So he's looking back. He's like, I wonder if there's any more gold I left back there. Maybe I should continue to search in my quest for all of the gold in the land. Kind of looks cute. Let's see. Maybe we should, the lower jaw. Where's the layer? The lower jaw outline. Is that him? Yep, that's him. No, wait. Where's jaw? That's the eye. That's the other eye part. Gold grinding teeth. Okay, so it's going to be right here. So let's kind of solidify the lower jaw piece right here. And let me see how this works by just using my finger. I'm going to erase this. Let me get that. If I just use my finger for something like this, and make that curve. I actually think it works better with just using your finger rather than using a pencil or a whatever, one of those rubber pin things. And I'm sure if you had like the higher grade Samsung thing, you have that sensory pad deal where the pencil picks up. But using your finger is actually, I think, is a lot more precise. You could still adjust all the sizes there. But yeah, using your fingers seems a lot more precise in cleaning up all those extra areas. Let's see. Maybe that's too much. All right, we'll start there. Maybe that's too much. All right, we'll start there. Oh, wait. Okay. That is looking better. Let me clean up some of these areas back here. And that's the back. So I could make one layer for the back, but I don't know. There. Okay, now let's finish off the stomach here. We're going to give him a pot belly because he eats a lot of gold. And then we're going to start it from here, and then it'll kind of where the arm is overlapping. So it'll come back down here. And it reminds me of those, I think I've seen some dragon styles where they got that sort of, not cross hatched, what's it called? Just like a striped back style. Oh wait, I accidentally select the. So here's your color selection on Ibis Paint. You can go to any color you want. And I think that really the spikes should give it more of the weight rather than the back itself hold the weight of the whole body. And there's something about this curve I don't like, but I can't pinpoint it. But that's a good start. Yeah. So what I'll do is I will move over to the iPad and use this as a reference in what I want to continue drawing. So we know that, this is our shape. We're going to have, I guess, maybe he has some kind of hair or something coming down here. And I don't know, what should we do? Should we give him some front hair there? Hair spikes. Large spikes. It's a very 80s kind of feel. All right, it's getting somewhere. Yes, I am the type of artist that will turn this thing just to get it from different angles, just to be like, maybe this looks good, maybe that looks good, and it helps me to kind of like rotate the thing as I turn it. But I do that with traditional work, like with paper as well. Like if I'm just pencil and paper, if I'm drawing something, I'll turn the whole paper and look at it from a different angle, and then just turn it back to where I had it. Okay, it started to form a little bit. I feel like he needs something else, but I can't quite figure out what. Definitely the body shape. I want it to be a little less, linear or whatever. I don't know. Loki says, "Turn my thing to it helps me to see from different perspectives." Shinju, Loki, the Godzilla got a Goku style. Goku style. I need to look up Goku and see how much better I can make. Okay, let us now move to the iPad that has Procreate. And I will use this one as a reference. Let's see. Move in over here. Take a screenshot of Mr. Gold-Zilla if you like, and continue to work on him on your own. if you like, and then I will advance him to the next stage of development. Not bad. Okay. So I'm going to use that as a reference. Now here in the iPad, I have Procreate. So I will also use layers here in Procreate. You have a background layer. You have layer 1. Make another layer. There's layers 2. And rename it. Call it, I'm going to call it outline, or OL for outline. And then as you see, I have the teeth already. I have the teeth right here in this layer. And I can redo that. So I'm going to do the same process real quick where I have on the outline, I'll just have my zoom in here a little bit. My erasers here. The nose. Oh, you know what? Let me take these teeth out because I don't want it to distract. Back to the outline, okay. I hope this is the same width. And I could always, I suppose technically I could just import the old photo if I wanted. And to me, sometimes it helps to look at coordinates or like points relative to other points. Like that's kind of like your, connect the dots, right? And I'm just drawing this from reference from looking at my other image right now. And then, in that same process, you would use that sort of connect the dot process if you're using like a vector application, like any vector application where you've got the anchor points. I think this may be a little further out, like that. And then that chin would come here. But the sort of the significance of, or the benefit of doing the connect the dots process is that it doesn't really, like if you make a mistake, you can easily just like, oh wait, that's not the direction I wanted to go with that. I'm going to redo this. And, it doesn't mess up the whole thing so badly, depending on what you're doing, if you're using pencil or, okay, so yeah, like the head is a little smaller on this one. So I could bring it out. And now I'm going to make a layer for the spikes. Got his hair there. Another hair here. Another hair here. And then can't forget his mohawk. And then can't forget his mohawk. That could be better. A lot better. And then do that one spike here. Okay, so that's just the spikes itself. Loki's saying, yeah, I mainly use vector applications for my art. Loki, do you have any raster applications? Anything that that's just raster based, or maybe something that switches between? Because I wonder if if Procreate has a vector function on it. That would be interesting to see if it does. Which layer am I on? That's one thing you want to not forget. Because with what I'm finding is that if you can switch between vector and raster, like Procreate is raster, Ibis Paint is raster, raster based, or bitmap images is what they call them, raster, raster. If you can switch between a raster and a vector application, it's really kind of relaxing to get a better size of this thing. It's relaxing to just do like a very freestyle illustration in your raster application, and then do all the real fine cleanup in vector, because vector sort of depending on your final output, your final production output, vector might be your last stop in like let's say you're designing a movie poster for Gold-Zilla. You could do a lot of concept art for him in raster, and then do your final cleanup in vector, and then maybe take it back into raster and add some environmental pieces. Okay, where is the move tool in this thing? Oh, here it is. It's a tool way up here to move the thing around. And then how do you? I guess you hit it again. Okay. He's going to need some teeth. All right, let's see. Where's teeth? And so that means I'm going to enlarge the mouth. I think I like the other version better. I don't know what it is that I did, and obviously I'm not tracing right now, and I could trace it. Maybe I'll do that, bring it in later to retrace it. It's just a different feel. Like when you switch applications, it's a different feel between the two. So Loki's saying, I do have some raster applications. One of them is Sketchbook. Yeah, Sketchbook is pretty helpful too. Gosh, I think what it is in here, it looks like it's the location of the eye, the distance of the eye. The heck? Yeah. Between the eye and the front of the nose. Right, bring it back here, give it more space right there, and bring it down a little bit. And I think maybe a little shorter. Okay. Now we shall clean up this part. Oh, I see. I see what I did is this nose it's the original one. It's a little boxy. Yeah. So tracing is not a bad thing. It's really just transferring information in some way, you know. The original concept. So notice, make a comparison here. No, wait, look at the eyeball. make a comparison here for between our first draft, no, our second draft and the first draft. Like, I think this one came out a lot better, and it's not really because of the tools of using Ibis Paint or anything. See if I can get them side by side. I think it's because, it's just a matter of what am I focusing on kind of at the time of doing this, right? So you can see the difference here in what was made. The nose is very different here than this one. I really do like this one better, and I may just bring it in and trace it like that. The teeth are kind of the same. The jaw is definitely boxier on this. This one, the pupil is not filled in completely, but let me just do that. Nostril. It's a nostril. And of course, doesn't have the arm or anything else. Yeah. Any preference on which version you guys like better? Conceptually, the details, of course, need a lot of improvement, but I like the one on the right. I like this one better. And I wonder if it came out different. The second version came out different because of the way that Procreate's got a different feel than Ibis Paint, and also that I did some sort of finger painting also with this one. Yeah, the everything just kind of comes together a lot better here. So let me see what I can do with this. Let's see if I can fix this at all. It's just getting bad. All right, let's see. The eyes, the outline. Okay, so it's really the outline that needs the most work. Like you're saying, the one on the right looks cool, and the one on the left looks more buff. More buff, yes. It's the chin's bigger. I think kind of this front forehead area. The front forehead area is a lot more white space, a lot more negative space than the original one. I think he looks more aerodynamic. Maybe is one way to describe it. Not necessarily like he can fly. Maybe he can, but it's because I think it's because the relation of the eye to that nose bridge area. Whereas right here, he's it looks like he might be. I don't know if there was a study on animals like lizards, like how fast they are, like animals where their eyes are on both sides, or if the eyes are closer on. Yeah, like animals or anything where the eyes are on. What's the name of that term? I forgot the term. Where the eyes are on both sides versus, I mean, eyes are on both sides on this one as well, but they're closer in. Let me see if I could just kind of match him up. with that. Soda. Hey, Soda, how are you? Um, there is a study on almost everything. Yeah, it's true. There is a study. Soda, we did. This is Ibis Paint. Oops. Oh, that looks cool, actually. That looks very cool. I like that. Yes, yes. Okay, where's the undo button on here? I think it is this one. There we go. So we did a concept here of using Ibis Paint on the Samsung A7 Lite, and this is Gold-Zilla first draft with Samsung, and we're thinking that this one is a little cooler than using the iPad. I tried redrawing this one, just not from partially from memory, mostly from memory and from reference. So sometimes that happens. Ibis, you have that too? Nice. This dude looks happy. Yeah. Um, so this was a product of drawing from mostly, yeah, drawing from memory. And again, I can clean up some things like here's pupils, the nostril. That's the outline. That was an original teeth. Maybe what I'll do is take off that eye thing, and I'll take out the no, I'll leave the teeth. Okay, I'm gonna do that. He's gonna go full on porpoise right here. Full on. Okay, there we go. He's gonna be a porpoise for a second, for just a minute, and maybe he can find his way back to being a dinosaur or whatever Godzilla is. Porpoise, I mean, like looking sort of like a whale in this way, or dolphin ish. And right now, I'll just kind of clean up a few details to get him to the next phase. And yeah, the jaw is ridiculous. It's still very dolphin shark looking, ishk, whatever. So to saying, I never used it. It looks complicated. I never read the guide thing. Yeah, it is pretty. It is kind of advanced, I guess. Well, I don't know, advanced subjective term, but there's a lot of different menus to it. Um, for for a for a free application, I think, but it does a lot of good stuff too. So Gold-Zilla. Let's just kind of clean up some of this corner work. Gold-Zilla has a bit of a way to go. Now he's kind of brontosaurus style. This is the interesting thing about this thing. Yeah, the pen is very the feel of the pen is very it does weird stuff here in what's this called? Procreate. It does a lot different stuff than you would see in Photoshop and in Ibis Paint and all that. So it comes out a little different. He's almost kind of a turtle style. Back from Loki. I just go into the app and start playing with it. The best way is to learn is it's true. Best way to learn is just go in and just use what you know, like use what you've experienced in an application and kind of transfer that information over to what you are now experiencing on an application. Let me see how my spikes come out. He needs to go to a hairstylist, I believe, because there's a lot of work to do here. but we will make the best of what we have here. Art is not a fast process, for sure. Illustration is not a fast process. Sometimes it can be. Like if you got one of those like street cartoonists or something, they'll say, "Hey, I'm going to make a cartoon out of you," and they're just. But that is a whole different thing, I think, than really like getting a, because they're sort of, I think that those street cartoonists, like if you ever seen those, they make a cartoon me or whatever. They're kind of doing a template, and you can sort of do. I would imagine. I don't know. I'm not gonna speak for them because I don't know what they do, how they do it. But it seems like they're drawing off a template, but then they're also drawing off of like, um, what they observe on a quick instance, kind of like they do in those like criminal illustration cases, like, oh, just draw like a court case or something. They'll draw that concept of the, you know everyone in the court. um, so there's different ways that you can approach drawing. For me, I try to be organized, but then sometimes I, as you see, get disorganized with the layers. um, some of the spikes are on that one, some of the spikes are here. It's still not so bad. Maybe we could, there you go. Okay, that's not too terrible. It's a start. Okay. Soda says, true. I'm afraid of making mistakes. Oh, well, see, I think I'm afraid of not correcting the mistakes, because with art, illustrations and stuff, you can make mistakes to yourself, and you can say, okay, let me fix that, let me fix that, let me fix everything. Um, and to me, you make a mistake, but then you learn, and then the more you learn and explore those mistakes, the better you get at it, the more familiar you become with it, right? Like I'm making several mistakes right now as I do this, um, because it's not a linear process, uh, especially like learning a new application. Learning a new application is not a linear thing. You're not going to say, okay, do one thing to the next, now you're done. Um, Making an illustration, making a concept even, can be sort of linear, but I think it's you want to give yourself space to have it be, uh, what's the word, agile, I suppose, to where you don't really have a start to finish, uh, defined, and you say, okay, I'm gonna see how this goes, and then I'm gonna analyze it for a little while, think about it, see how I feel about it, see where I could have improved. Like clearly, I have tons of spaces on here I could improve. um, and then you improve it. Next chance you get, you improve it, because you can't do it at once. Nothing can really be done. Well, few things can really be done, that are unknown territory. Few unknown territories can all be done at once, right? And then once you can do it all at once, then you've got basically a formula to where you're like, okay, I know how to do that, and then that. And so, what should we do? The arms, make them very tiny, tiny arms, right here. Bro, you know what? Let's do big arms. Yes, yes, large arms. I feel like I need to read the tools. It's so long. Yeah, the tool. I sometimes read the tools. What I would do is look at the tools for a second, read it for a second, and then just play with it and see, you know, because that's sort of my learning process too. Is I don't know every single thing about all of the tools, on every application, so I just go in there and just start messing with it until I get it. Like even now, I'm just getting the hang of Procreate. I've only used Procreate for, I wouldn't say a week, but I would say I've used it for, if you were to sum it up, I'd say I've used Procreate for maybe 2 to 3 hours total in the past week, I guess, altogether. Maybe not even that long. But I'm familiar with a lot of the concepts with other applications, or maybe with Photoshop and stuff. Photoshop is more, I'm mostly familiar with Photoshop. So I'm taking a lot of concepts that I know from Photoshop and then kind of transferring that over here. Knowledge over here. Knowledge over here, knowledge over there, knowledge over everywhere. This is sort of overlapping his head. I think we found a new style for him. I don't know if it's better, but it gives what's his name? Gold Monster gives him some options here. So here's style 2 as we wrap up the hour. Here's style 2. Here's style 1. Both have their benefits, I suppose. Let's see. Ibis Paint was trying to connect something. Okay. Yeah. Both have their advantages. Oh my gosh. There we go. Art critique time. Both have advantages. Both have maybe disadvantages as a concept, character concept. Right? Or maybe they're two totally different. They could be two totally different characters that look similar. And you could say, all right, this one, maybe make him green, make him bluish, or whatever. And they end up being different personalities, different like character personalities. He's got a different personality than him, or she's got a different personality than her, female, male, whatever they are. And they have similar hairstyles. Maybe that's kind of like the hairstyle of the species. But that is what happens when you try to do the same character on two different applications on two different devices. They both have a cheeky smile. I like it. Cheeky smile. Yeah, that's true. I think you'll notice that the smile on this one, it looks a little longer. The teeth are bigger here than this one. I think this one doesn't have any hair on the front. This one has hair, kind of an over part, whatever, like parting over. The spikes on this one seem a lot more dynamic. The spikes are a lot simpler over here. The arm looks more definition, a little more definition on the arm here than on here. The arm is more basic. But I wonder, what if we took the arm? We got 5 minutes left. What if we took the arm and shrunk it a little bit, or put it up? Yeah, maybe that. Yeah, put it up a little higher. Okay. Does that improve him? And by improve, when we define improve in terms of character design, does that make him, this one, more? Does the changing of the arm, the shrinking of the arm, does that define the character better? I think that's the question. So take a screenshot if you like, or redraw this Zilla if you like. Oh, the mouth is significantly different, or the lower chin is significantly different. Longer chin here, shorter chin here, or jaw, lower jaw. And maybe if you'd like to come up with a concept, your version of Gold-Zilla, then we can share that on Image UR or whatnot, or YouTube or Discord. All right. Well, thanks for joining the Gold-Zilla development between two different platforms. devices and showing that you can use a Samsung for this, and you can use an iPad here for this. This is an iPad here. Alrighty. And maybe we'll finish off this one, or we can maybe return to the next Gold-Zilla on the next Gold-Zilla stream. The one we had where he was in color and he was facing the little tiny person. All right. Thanks for coming, everyone. Have a great day. And I will see you guys around. Thanks.